So guys, we have just recently discovered that Tesla is working on something really exciting and new, something that they are planning to roll out to the entire fleet in the coming weeks. It has truly been a while since we've seen any major updates on the navigation front, but this is going to change all of that as Tesla is preparing to overhaul the entire experience. The mapping service on Teslas have always been a debatable topic. Whether it functions properly and takes you to the correct destination is really dependent on where you live and that time of the day. It could ultimately take you off-roading into an alley or an extreme shortcut to get to its final destination, as long as it feels is the safest and best suited route for the traffic and road conditions. But then, at times, it feels as though the system is heavily reliant on the previous routing datas, taking its sweet time and adding additional minutes to the overall drive. An example would be one where all you need to do is get off at a freeway exit and reach the final destination on the left, but it would prefer to do an entire loop in the city just so it can make a final right hand turn. Added to this, the navigation would typically not know which lane to be in, causing it to miss the exit lane and reroute itself to get back on track. Things like this would typically need you to deviate from its original path, and adding a lot of extra stress and time into your daily commute. Now Tesla, however, has been pushing out some minor updates from earlier this year, giving us some really nice and quality improvements in the navigation system. A few of the more noticeable features include the "Are we there yet?" letting front and rear passengers know exactly when they'll reach the destination, all done visually through a progress bar on the displays. Then we have the enhanced feature called Navigate to Sub-Destination. This will take you directly to the front door of an establishment instead of ending the trip at a nearby drop-off point. All of this has been greatly beneficial to the functions of full self-driving supervise, bringing a more detailed look into the path planner before activating the system. So with that being said, although things have improved slightly over the years, there is another version of navigation, and it's exclusive to the Chinese market, that is magnitudes better than what we currently have over here. In an earlier software update for the Chinese market, Tesla has partnered with Baidu to offer the next generation mapping service available to its local vehicles only. This means that starting now, owners living locally will be able to experience the highest graphics and mapping service we've ever seen in a Tesla before. Lane lines are marked and detailed in a very precise way, depicting everything around the corner and ahead. Then you also have all the buildings and overpasses, even homes, visualized on the display. In addition to this, with Baidu receiving traffic infrastructure details directly from the government, the maps are now able to visualize the lights and exactly how long it takes before changing. All of this is tied together thanks to the partnership between the two companies, but now it seems like Tesla is finally ready to roll it out to the rest of the world. In the latest software update 2024.38.4, Tesla had previewed many of the new features they've been working on over the last few months, preparing for the holiday release that they are likely going to be pushing out by the end of this year. Some of these new features include the powertrain endurance track mode, free Spotify, newer mirror tilt positioning, autopilot curb assist, among many other improvements. All of this can be found on their release notes page, and there is quite an extensive list of things that you might not be aware of. Now, the best part about getting major software updates early is that there are very smart people out there able to dive deep within the codes and finding things that the public is not meant to see. The first one would be from Green Only, and he was able to see what all the new features that are about to come out in the following weeks. In the latest software branch 2024.38, it has revealed that the same 3D high-definition navigation will be available for those living outside of China. It will be able to visualize multi-lane highways, overpasses, buildings, and even adjust for the traffic lights far in advance. All of this will be rendered in extreme quality, as it will be used with a mix of vision, pre-mapping, and traffic information directly from the government. Then aside from the navigation upgrades, codes embedded in the software also hints to a new voice assistant with the possible integration of Grok, as X AI has just released and enabled API access. Now what this could possibly mean is that you will soon be able to speak to Grok much more naturally and treat it like a virtual friend and assistant rather than just a voice command pre-programmed in the car. What's even better is within the same lines of codes, it also references to some examples of outputs. The assistant would say things such as "assistant cannot control brakes" or "assistant cannot control the car." So it looks like we'll have a much deeper integration into the vehicle this time around compared to what we previously had. Now in addition to this, it looks like we are soon going to be getting some really nice features as well on the maintenance side. This means that a new feature called a battery health tab is going to be available, regularly charging between 10% to 100% and then comparing it to other vehicles nearby to see where your health is and how you can improve it. Tesla will also be integrating another feature called maintenance health record. This is going to be a permanent record onto the system's computer, letting you know exactly what the service is, when you've taken it into service, if you've missed any appointments, and this is something you cannot remove. So this means that the service centers and Tesla themselves, after doing diagnostics, will be able to check if you've taken really good care of your car or if you essentially just destroyed it all on your own, and this is going to play a factor in how they're going to recommend the next service and how they are going to repair your car. And finally, for those living in China, you will also be getting something new as well. A brand new app is going to be sitting in your drawer. Yunting will now be supported as another streaming service alongside the other ones. So yeah, some really exciting stuff coming up and a much needed improvement for navigation outside of China. This is going to be available for the rest of the world. How all of this is going to be integrated into the satellite imaging, we don't know just yet, but there is something hidden within the codes that really resembles all of the things we've seen in China. Now, presumably, this is going to be coming out alongside the holiday update that has scheduled for the end of every single year. So we can expect a timeline of between now all the way up to early to mid-December. That's when they'll probably drop it. And maybe the rollout and the waves might be a little bit slower, so we might see it even after December rolling into January. Anyways, with all that being said, I will be keeping a close eye on every little thing that comes up, so make sure you guys stick around and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you haven't already done so, because I know a lot of you guys do watch it and you guys haven't clicked it just yet. The non-subscribed versus the subscribed ratio is just drastically different. So go ahead, smash that button. And if you have some time, follow me on Twitter or X as well at HeyJohnE. Over there, you will get the latest first, and you guys can chat with me, and I will respond as quickly as possible. Anyways, this should be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is John once again. Peace out.